Hey guys, welcome to this edition of Scott's podcast series. Make sure you click the thumbs up button on YouTube to subscribe to all of my podcast series and hot takes. And also check out scottstakes.com. We have a whole new revenue stream of work, consulting, e-learning courses that me and producer Mike work on a daily basis. So make sure you check out scottstakes.com, click a thumbs up on YouTube, subscribe to Scott's Takes. And today I am delighted to have Director of Business Development from FactoReal, Cody Haynes. Cody, welcome to the pod. How are you today?
I'm great, Scott. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming on. Definitely appreciate it. And really great to hear from some peers the great work you're doing at FactoReal, the great work you've done in the past with the Houston Rockets, Phoenix Coyotes, etc. So, why don't you just kind of tell the viewers a little bit about yourself, your career, and we'll go from there.
Yeah, definitely. So I have a very typical career path from, a lot of people who came through ticket sales. Started off my career in Phoenix with the Phoenix Coyotes, now the Arizona Coyotes. Ran through inside sales, did group sales there for a little bit, and then left there in 2009 to come to Houston to work for the Houston Rockets. Sold season tickets, sold premium for most of my time as a salesperson here at the Rockets. And then I moved into management to manage our inside sales program, recruiting, hiring, training in our inside sales group there. And then became director of ticket sales after maybe 3 years of inside sales manager. And so I was director of ticket sales for 6 years at the Rockets. Conveniently timed up with the James Harden era, so I had some nice seasons there. And then I guess 8 months now I've been with FactoReal here, kind of running our sports and entertainment arm of the business. So it's been good. It's been good time. So yeah, I mean, pretty typical career path until 8 months ago.
Definitely. So going back to the team side, we'll get into FactoReal. I'm glad that you mentioned it. I pronounced it, I believe, as FactoReal. So ultimate fail on my part. So
you're good.
But diving back into your Rockets days, obviously your longest tenure. What do you think, like, over the last couple of years? Obviously, it's been crazy with the pandemic and COVID-19. We're obviously, hopefully, behind it for the most part. But what are your thoughts of really having, and you've worked in all fields with the Rockets, Coyotes, of having an overall healthy ticketing distribution strategy?
Yeah, I mean, I think, I think it's definitely something teams should definitely focus on, right? And it's something some teams aren't great at, some are good at. And now when you talk about distribution, what exactly are you referring to?
I'm just talking about really ticketing distribution from the primary to secondary, from really gauging the primary, blending the primary and secondary together.
Yeah.
Make sure that there aren't $6 tickets on the marketplace, which we see in a lot of college football games. We see it a lot in Major League Baseball, not as much in the NBA and NHL, because I think most executives know what they're doing for the most part. But how can we prevent brands, and we can really dive into what you do with FactoReal, from not having to have a $6 ticket on the marketplace?
Yeah, I mean, so I've seen two shifts, or I've seen a shift in that strategy, right? When years ago, when I was at the Rockets and we brought on Dwight Howard, we signed Dwight Howard. I think we might have made some news where we tried to cut out the secondary market and the resellers, right? And then later on in my career, I started to kind of see that there would be a benefit to actually work together with resellers, maybe even a commingled map, as long as there's an agreement on the data sharing side. So I think that's something that, I've shifted, like we want to control the market. The team wants to control the market. We want you to buy from the primary. Well, that's never really going to happen, right? There's always going to be the secondary market out there. So why not work together, have a commingled map, and maybe share some of that data? Because as we know, data is king, right? And the teams are missing out on a lot of the data that the secondary market has. So I've shifted my thought process from early on in my career to later in my career is let's work together, so that we're not constantly battling each other on every little ticket that's sold. Let's work together, find a price that works for the market, and let's all just be happy and make money, right? So that's kind of where I ended my time at the Rockets is, man, let's just work together and make, let's all make money, right? So.
No, very good answer, and really kind of similar to my path being on the primary University of Illinois, when obviously the administration or the executive team on professional team is against the secondary, but if we work together, both parties will benefit. So you're absolutely right on that. Expanding on that further, I think you mentioned this in a tweet, I think a month or two ago, and this is like the 76ers, for an example. So like a team does a big trade like Ben Simmons, doesn't alert the business office, and then all of a sudden the tickets get bought, and then they get bought at a lower price, and the brokers are making the money, and the distribution channels are all off, and the team's losing money. How does a business office and like a basketball operations, football operations, baseball operations communicate that? Is that like frowned upon in the industry from, I'm keeping this trade secret, therefore your ticketing strategy better be ready? Or like, what's going on with that?
Yeah, I mean, I think years ago, before social media and stuff like that, I think you probably got a heads up, maybe, right? More so than now. I just think we'll use the Rockets and the NBA, the basketball operations, they want to keep that stuff really close to the vest, because they don't want it to be out before, too soon. So, I mean, there's a little heads up, like, hey, things could happen, but plus teams are prepared, right? We've been through multiple trade deadlines, so we know the time frame of when things are going to happen. And really the team has to play off of when the rumors start, not necessarily when the contract is signed or the deal is official, because rumors drive a lot also. Or if people think, well, if X player goes to X team, well, then his teammate is going to go to this team, right? So, seen this scenario happen where people thought a certain player was going to come to the Rockets because his teammate moved on to another team or something, and the rumor said he was coming, and people just they wanted to get ahead of the rush and start buying tickets, right? So, teams have to operate ahead of the actual announcement. So we're operating off of the rumors, because once people start seeing the rumors and the tweets and things like that being reported, people start buying because they want to get in early, right? And with the dynamic pricing or variable pricing, whatever you want to call it, nowadays teams are going to capitalize, and once they see sales coming in, the prices are only going to get higher. So the fans know that now, and they want to get in even before it's official sometimes. Which is taking a gamble, because as we know, might fail a physical or something might happen, and the player doesn't come, but you bought your season tickets, So, so I think that's how it operates. It's just a little less communication, possibly, because of all the channels that people can leak stuff.
Right. There's obviously more channels than ever to find leaking news across social media, and now really diving into what you're doing now with Factor Real. How does a rights holder, how does a team benefit from the latest and greatest of marketing and automation with you guys?
Yeah, so Factorial is a all-in-one marketing automation fan engagement platform designed specifically for teams, leagues, venues. And the goal of the platform, one of the goals, is to help teams better understand their fan base, so that they can make data-driven, revenue-generating decisions, okay? And we do that through some detailed data insights, machine learning capabilities to help the teams. Because that's, looking back for the long, and some teams are still in this part of their business is you just see a ticket, right? So Scott spent $100 on the ticket. Man, he must be a good lead. He bought, lower level seats. He must be a lower level seat lead, whatever. But we're providing much more data, buying behavior, transactional behavior, engagement metrics on social, all these different data points that we're bringing in. So not only are you buying a ticket, you're buying the new jersey at the team shop, and you're spending another $125 at concessions. We know all those things. So now we know how to retarget you based on you bought a hamburger versus a hot dog. That's very elementary example, but
Sure.
it could be that granular. We know that you like the Rockets red jersey versus the white jersey, so we're going to send you a red jersey offer, not a white jersey offer. So just really educating fans on who their fan base is so that they're sending the right message to the right person at the right time, and then communicating through the right channel. We handle email, SMS, app push notifications, web browser notifications, all of that stuff is through our platform. So it's a one-stop shop for all of your digital marketing needs, basically.
That's fantastic. So we'll use the Houston Rockets as an example. So if I attended a Rockets game at the Toyota Center, I had a ticket and I ordered a chicken fingers and fries. It's not lean and clean, by the way, so I probably wouldn't. That would show up in the matrix that Scott Freeman ordered chicken fingers and fries at the Toyota Center that night.
Right. So next time we send you a ticket offer, we would send you the ticket offer, and then we would send you, would you say chicken fingers and fries? So we would send you chicken fingers and fries. We would not send you a hamburger and a salad offer, right? Because we know what you bought, So we want to send a message that speaks to that fan versus a broad generic message that necessarily doesn't speak to everybody that receives the message. So, but yeah, I mean, it's super helpful. I mean, the goal is monetizing all of that supercharged engagement for the teams, ticket sales, merchandise, even concessions with F&B.
Does it even go all the way to parking, like the various parking areas around the stadium too, or?
I mean, we could. Our technology, we can tie into pretty much, we can integrate to any kind of technology out there if the team wants us to. And yes, if there's data to be seen, we can pull it in. Yeah.
Fantastic. Awesome stuff there. And what do you think? There's a lot of talks with NFTs being another revenue stream for rights holders, professional sports teams, college athletic departments. Do you think there's a future with that, or is it kind of too complex to determine how NFTs will be a revenue stream for rights holders?
Yeah, I mean, I'm curious to see how it plays out. I look at NFTs, I look at teams that are slowly starting to accept crypto for sponsorships, so I think, sports seems to be a little behind sometimes other industries, right, which is totally fine. But they do seem to be a little behind other industries. So I think it'll be a slow roll in. If teams can make money off of it, then 100% they're going to do it. I'm sure we'll have NBA games in the metaverse, and you can buy tickets to that and all that stuff. So, but I think if teams can figure out a way to make money off of it, I think it'll be there 100%. Yeah.
Awesome. And really kind of last thoughts, and I always kind of end the pause lately with your personal passions, obviously out of work, and anything else you want to mention to the viewers.
Yeah, I mean, sports, I don't know, who's listening or anything, but sports is a great industry to work in. I did it for 15 years. You got to have a passion, right? You got to have a huge passion to work in sports, because it's not always glamorous like they say it is. And this, I see the smile on your face. So it's not always glamorous. You're not hanging out with the players, but it's a great industry to work in. There's something about meeting somebody new and they ask you, hey, what do you do? I work for whatever local company down the street. Okay, cool. What do you do? Oh, I work for the Houston Rockets in the NBA. I work for the Jacksonville Jaguars in the NFL. Oh man, that's awesome. Such a cool job. So there's a really cool factor of working in sports. And I encourage, anyone out there who's considering getting into sports, it's a great place to be. And then the one last thing I'll mention selfishly on the Factorial side, today we did announce a partnership with the United Soccer League.
Congratulations. Wow.
So yeah, thank you. So it's we'll be the preferred marketing automation provider of the entire United Soccer League and all of their different tiers of their league, even the women's side, all of their brands. So just wanted to drop that. That happened today. It's a good timing for the podcast.
Perfect. Awesome. Yeah, this is going to be released on Friday, so end of the week, or check it out here over the weekend. But Cody, thank you so much for coming on. And I always say at the end of each podcast, you can say my hashtag as we sign off. And I realize that you comment sometimes on my Twitter on my hashtag, so I'll let you kind of say it to end it.
Is it the lean and clean?
Lean and clean, you got it.
I was like, oh, yeah, lean and clean. Sometimes you just post lean and clean, and that's it.
Well, yeah, that's obviously the whole marketing strategy.
I got you.
Getting the word out there is we need to get it on more, as we need to stay lean and clean and get rid of the soda, the pop, and all the bad things that we put in our bodies. Is really another initiative of Scott. It's vertical, and thanks for commenting, spread the word, and thanks again for coming on, Cody. Really appreciate it. Best of luck.
All right. Thank you.